Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are interviewing some of the members of the cast of our upcoming production of A Little Night Music. I'm Daniel Thomas, Executive Artistic Director of 42nd Street Moon. And joining me this time is Cindy Goldfield and Chloe Fong. Welcome, both of you, and thank you for being here.
This is my first full production with Moon. I was in the Home for the Holidays cabaret for the winter, but this is my first full production and I'm really excited. And I've never done a Sondheim show, but I really like his work. I've watched Into the Woods and Merrily We Roll Along, but I've never actually been in one, so I'm excited.
This is a good one to start with.
I don't know what number this is. I'm sorry. My top three favorite shows, or probably four favorite shows, are all Sondheim pieces. I've been Into the Woods at San Francisco Playhouse, and I'm trying to think if I've done. Oh, I did Follies in college, and I'm doing Follies next summer at the Playhouse. So I'm just thrilled that I get to do Sondheim twice in a year. That seems like a, 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 a bevy of riches, a basket full of riches.
I think it's probably safe to say that you have been involved in as many Moon productions as probably anyone short of Dave Dobruski. That might be a fair statement.
And there's probably lots of other people that have been in more, but as far as being, both in front of the table and in back of the table as many times, then probably Dave. I don't know, maybe Diane too. I don't know.
You're certainly up there, and you have certainly been responsible for some of Moon's greatest successes. So,
and I will claim to have been a Moon Company member longer than anyone currently doing shows with Moon, except for Stephanie.
I guess she probably gets a pass on that
but
one.
The first season that Moon existed, I got to do a show with them. So. With you.
What I think is interesting about your two characters in the show is about love triangles and relationships, and there's diagrams that map out the characters, like this person with this person who loves this person who's going with this person and this person, and you two kind of exist outside of the fray a little bit. So starting with Cindy, how do you look at your characters kind of an observational take on the goings on and how you react to it?
I actually am quite curious as to how Madame Armfeldt, what she actually feels about love and relationships, because the things she says are very cynical, or calculating, or just like a certain amount of remove. Even when she talks about her own exploits with romance, there's always this, I had this fabulous lover and we did this thing and in the end I got this. But we don't get to hear from her of like any time that she actually was the fool in love. And so that makes me curious about her. And, she's so doting on her granddaughter. And so it makes me wonder about like how Desiree came to her. There's no mention of like a father. So there's a lot that I'm curious about. And so I think she takes a certain removed, watching the stuff play out, almost in a like omnipotent or puppeteering way.
Now, Chloe, you are playing the granddaughter, and in the course of the play, it becomes obvious that you very much love your mother and look up to her, but she's gone a lot because of her career and because what she's chosen to do with her life. So basically, your grandmother is raising you. Have you taken some time to think about your relationships with both Desiree and Madame Armfeldt, and how that helps you look at, you're the child in the room of all of these adults, and yet oftentimes these adults are acting like children. How do you see yourself fitting into the world of that?
Yeah, I think she's definitely kind of confused on like what's the proper way, I guess. Like I think she is more close with the grandmother because she doesn't have as much time with her mom since she's always like working and acting and all of that. But she doesn't really get to experience like that type of love, like the mother daughter connection. I think that's more of like a daughter grandmother connection she has, which is different. But I mean, it works for her, I think, because her family is different that way.
It's kind of reflective of a lot of generations today. Frederica is just like, this all works. We're all going to be happy and we're all going to be a family in some form or
Yeah.
another. Is this, Chloe, is this your first show back on stage since the pandemic, or what's been going on?
I've actually done one other show before this, but it was outdoors, so I didn't get to be in the theater. It was like an outdoor stage with like a smaller audience.
It's good to be back. Cindy, you've been keeping yourself pretty busy.
Well, I've been busy, but this will be my first time back in a room with actors in person,
Mm.
and I can't tell you how much that means to me. I had the opportunity the other day to walk inside the Geary Theater, and which is not our theater, but is a temple to in our community, and just being in the space was so comforting and powerful. I you know I'm glad that Zoom existed when we had to go through this time, but I am ready to be with real people in a real room. Again, at the Geary Theater, I went into the bathroom, and all the posters, the advertising in the bathroom is still Tony Stone, which was what was set to go up next. And I had this sort of like, wait, was it all a dream? Was all of this craziness just in my mind? And the theater is here and ready. And yeah.
Chloe, what grade are you going into now, or would have started?
I'm a sophomore this year.
And where are you at?
I'm at St. Ignatius.
How was it last year for you with school?
Last year was a little different. It didn't really feel like I was at a new school yet. I kind of thought I was still in eighth grade, but after a while we got to go back in person, which was nice, but it was still like not the whole school and a lot of people were still at home. So it wasn't like the full class, but now it's everyone's back and it feels a lot different. Like it feels like my freshman year because I didn't really have one.
Yeah, it's a lost year for a lot of people, but I think I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad theater is back. A Little Night Music runs November 4th through the 21st at the Gateway Theater in San Francisco. Tickets are on sale now at 42ndstreetmoon.org. Chloe, Cindy, thank you both for taking a few minutes to chat with us and have our audiences get to know you. And we'll see you in rehearsal in a little while.